Hello, everyone. Just taking a real quick ad break here to tell you about Anchor Podcast. It is a free app that you can download from the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. It is a creation tool that allows you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Welcome to the Space Place podcast, where we talk about all things space and place. I'm your host, AJ Blaylock, and welcome back to the podcast, everyone. It is just me alone today as we prepare for the Bad Batch and creating episodes about the Bad Batch and what is going on within the Star Wars universe between episode 3 and episode 4 of the movie timeline, which is Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. So, in preparation of going to that episode, we will be talking about the Star Wars canon timeline as it sits according to Wikipedia and according to Disney and what they've decided for Star Wars within Lucasfilm. What is actually canon right now and what can be known as canon for everyone that is watching Star Wars and enjoying it. By the way, just go ahead, if you haven't already seen Star Wars, spoiler warning, this is going to have a lot of stuff dealing with the Star Wars universe. Just to give you all the spoiler right off the bat, extended or expanded universe, whichever one you want to call it, will not be fully discussed within this. That is more of a legend part of the timeline. This will be the main universe of Star Wars, which is the 9 movies, I believe. Yeah, 9 movies, TV shows, and some other stuff within the Star Wars universe. The original canon of the Star Wars universe was set with legends and the original films in Star Wars that were created by George Lucas and Lucasfilm before the rights of Disney took over in around 2014, where they set a whole new canon for the entire Star Wars universe. The first starting new part of the canon was with Star Wars Rebels in 2014, where Star Wars had a whole new story that they decided to tell and restart the canon footing. With that, George Lucas and many of his projects were changed, and some we will never see the light of day. Now let's talk about canon. So, as far as the movies go, the original trilogy, the new trilogy, and the prequel trilogy are all official canon of the Star Wars universe. So, that means A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and then episode 1, which is Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clone. This is the second one, and then the third one of the prequel trilogy is Revenge of the Sith, and the whole new timeline created after episode 6 of the movie timeline, which is The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker. These are all canon. These are all still canon. Even if you don't like them, they are canon. But the fact that you don't like them doesn't mean that someone else doesn't like them. Like the kids that get to grow up with a whole new Star Wars. with that, they are able to have their lives be influenced slightly by Star Wars and get to see some pretty cool stories and comics and timelines and just different characters created throughout Star Wars. And these kids will have their own favorite characters created and seen in movies, TV shows, and whatever else is to come from the entire Star Wars universe, including all the new movies that were announced recently within Lucasfilm Studios. The TV series that are included within this are the Clone Wars, Rebels, Mandalorian, all the new TV shows that will be coming out pretty soon, and the Bad Batch are all a part of canon as well. These are really cool TV shows. The animated series have a lot of cool things because many animation styled voice actors they get to show their true potential as an actor by just having their entire imagination just shown through a character that they don't even know what they look like yet, and they're just voice acting probably. And this is really cool, and included into the coming up Star Wars canon will be started with the Bad Batch, which is coming out right now as we speak. Then the next series that we will be getting in late December of 2021 is the Book of Boba Fett, which we have seen Boba Fett in The Mandalorian and episode 5 and 6 of Star Wars, the movies. We get to see more of the Mandalorians, or as this is the clone of a Mandalorian, and see what his storyline will be as he takes over Jabba the Hutt's palace and all that. And then we get a season 3 of The Mandalorian, which is pretty cool. It's a great storyline. It's pretty much what has spawned all these different movies. It showed probably Disney that they had the ability to create good storylines and expand the universe further within Disney Plus and Star Wars. And including that will be Ahsoka, which we will be seeing her probably as a older version of her, exactly from The Mandalorian, which was played by Rosario Dawson. And the art for the Ahsoka TV show or movie, whichever it's going to be, was shown as the realm between realms, which is explained in Star Wars Rebels. This is a area where the Force is truly living, and it's kind of like time travel in a way, and also not time travel in another way. You're in a whole new reality, I think, or maybe a new universe. It's weird. That's what the symbol is, but we don't know if that's going to be the full storyline of the Ahsoka TV show or movie, whichever it is. The next one we have is Rangers of the New Republic, which will be a whole series on all the Rangers of the Republic. These guys are the people that I'm guessing are kind of like Cara Dune, which was played by Gina Carano, or Carano. They were sent in to take out Imperial outposts and stuff like that. So that's going to be a pretty cool, action-packed series. And then the next one we have is Cassian Andor, will be in 2022. On the ones that I give the date for, this is what was officially announced by Star Wars. The other ones are to be determined. Andor will be following Cassian Andor before the movie Rogue One, which is also canon. I forgot about that. And Solo, I believe, is canon. It's not showing on the official websites, but I'm pretty sure those are both canon. So I'm just going to say it because you have Andor already back in Han Solo is pretty much canon. All right, so the next one we have on a list of cool little canon details is Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is a to be determined whenever it comes out. But Ewan McGregor and the team there are already in production. They've been in production since March of 2021. So it's going to be exciting to see where that goes. The next is The Acolyte, which the graphic shows a lightsaber cutting through the word acolyte. This is a mystery. No one really knows what it's supposed to be. I have not heard of anything, but it could be about Kylo Ren or like a Inquisitor or something else. It's just kind of up in the air, but it's some guy with a lightsaber at least, because that's a lightsaber cut straight through the word, the acolyte. The next series we get to see is Rogue Squadron, which is kind of like the old video game that was like, I don't know, like 80s or 90s. I played it in arcades in the early 2000s, but it was definitely came out before that. This will be a fighter squadron styled video game. Not video game. It'll be a fighter squadron styled movie that is made by Patty Jenkins, who her father, I believe, was a fighter pilot, and she wants to show a really cool starfighter pilot movie for the Star Wars universe. And the final films that we are getting are Lando Calrissian. We are getting a Taika Waititi movie. It's not titled. We are getting a droid story, which will be probably about C-3PO and R2-D2. We're getting a untitled Rian Johnson, possibly still in the mix. Untitled Kevin Feige one. Untitled J.D. Dillard. Okay, it's rumored. That's only rumored. But with all these that we're getting, we will be getting kind of a cool thing, which is a series of 10 short films, which is kind of like how the Hayao Miyazaki films are slightly short films. This is Star Wars Visions, which is an entire anime. Like they're getting all the best anime creators they can around the world to make 10 short films about the Star Wars universe. And this could be from any perspective. Like, there's no actual timeline of like what they can pull information from about the Star Wars universe. They're just making these films. So we're getting 10 films from that alone. So this is exciting news for the Star Wars universe. I mean, it's kind of crazy that we're getting all of this within like the past couple of years of Star Wars being revamped. So this is very exciting news for the Star Wars canon, and it is going to be interesting to see how all these shows play a part to keeping the different timelines that have been created in a canon order and all of them connecting. It's going to be interesting. And with that, we are getting right now the Bad Batch, which is a series on Disney Plus that's connecting episode 3 to 4. And it's like right before Rebels as well. So we are seeing many things happening there, which will be discussed in a new episode later on this week or later on next week. depending on my timeline of creating it. But this is all the canon, not timeline. It is canon that is still existing. And next up in the next episode, I will be going over a timeline for Star Wars, or possibly the Star Wars Bad Batch. So stay tuned for the next episode as I come out with a whole new episode for the Space Place podcast. I will catch you guys later on next week or this week. Hope you guys have a great week. Just leave a like on whichever podcasting app you are on, and just send more people to this podcast so that I can get more people listening and decide to do more episodes. It helps out knowing that people are listening. See you guys later.